Okie doke. So in this module, we're going to learn about circles. And so first off, we have to learn the part of a circle, which is some vocab words. So first off, a circle is going to be the locus, or set of all points equidistant from a given point, called the center of the circle. So what that means is if I have this circle over here, C, you name it by the center, that means every single point on this line is the same distance to the center of the circle. Okay, so that's how you get a circle. And so how you would see it called is a circle with a dot in the middle, C. Okay. So special segments in a circle. First off, you have a radius, which hopefully you remember from previous years. Radius is a segment with the endpoints at the center and on the end of the circle. So an example of a radius in our picture would be CF, or you can even say FC. That's the radius not going through the middle, the diameter. You could have also said CE or EC, and then same thing, CD or DC. Those are all the radiuses of the circle. So they start at the center and they go to the endpoint on the outside. Okay. A chord is a segment with endpoints on the circle. So for example, you've got AB. Okay. Doesn't have to go through the center. So it's basically a line segment within the circle. So AB is a chord, and technically DE is also a chord. It starts here and goes all the way over there. Okay? And you only name it with two letters, so the two endpoints. And then a diameter is a special type of chord that goes through the center of the circle. So again, that would be DE. Or you could even say ED. So you don't name it DCE or ECD, you just name the 2 points of the diameter, okay? So those are the couple of the vocab words we're going to learn with this first part. So why don't you try this first example? I want you to name a circle, name a radius, a chord, and then name a diameter, okay? So press pause, and then we'll go over the answers. A circle, you call it circle X. A radius, there are lots of examples of this one. You could have said XZ or ZX, XV, VX, XU, UX, or TX, XT. Those are the radiuses that have the center of an X. Chords, there are two of them. You could have said RS, or you could have said ZT. Again, order could have been flipped in those. And the diameter is ZT or TZ. So notice ZR is nothing. We don't know that anything yet. YR isn't a vocab word, neither is ZY or even YX, okay? All right, comparing radius and diameter. So there's a special relationship between radius and diameter that you probably already know. But if I tell you that TQ is 9, that means the diameter is going to be 18, okay? So two of the radiuses equal a diameter, okay? Or you could also say half of the diameter is going to equal your radius. Okay? So if I give you the radius, you can find the diameter, and vice versa. Okay? Now a couple other things. Circumference. It's the measure of the outside of the circle. And if you remember the formula for circumference is 2 pi r. So 2 pi, and then your radius. So for example, if I told you that the diameter of this circle was 18, you're going to have to do some math to find the radius. And so the radius would be 9. So circumference would be 2 pi times 9, which would be 18 pi. Now again, pi is just a number. Pi is 3.141592.6, yada yada, which is why I have a tattoo of it. But if it wants to know the exact answer, you could say 18 pi. Or if you want to know a decimal, you can type pi in the calculator, which I'll show you guys how to do. All right, let's find pi. Pi. Here it is in blue right here. So if you want to type 18, second, that button. So 18 times 3.14 is 5.6548, okay? So you can use either of those answers for that, okay? So that is how you find circumference. It's 2 pi times the radius. So let's look at this example problem. So you have a square with a side length of 9 inscribed in a circle, which means that square is written inside of the circle. So inscribed means inside. Find the exact circumference of the circle. So what that means is find the circumference, but leave it in terms of pi. So do not type pi in the calculator. It wants it in the answer. Okay. So first off, you're going to need to find the radius or the diameter. So I know that's a right triangle. So I can use the Pythagorean theorem to find my missing side. So if this is 9, then I know this is 9. And I'm looking for my hypotenuse. So I would say 9 squared plus 9 squared equals c squared. And that will be 81 plus 81. And 81 plus 81. It's 162 equals c squared, square root both sides. So c is going to be a nice decimal, 12.73. Okay, so I could either use square root of 162 or I could use this decimal. Okay, and that is going to be the diameter. Okay, so to find the circumference, I know circumference equals 2 pi times the radius. An interesting thing, I know 2 of the radiuses is the same as the diameter. So you could also say that circumference equals pi times the diameter. So I could now say that square root of 162 pi would be my most exact answer. Or I could say the circumference is 12.73 pi. Okay, so that would be the circumference of that circle. Okay, so again, that's how you find circumference, and that is the relationship between the radius and the diameter. And if you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, you can start practicing.